facing the Dallas Mavericks. Pass to Achiuwa. To the inside. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Edwards. Outside for George. To the middle. And finished off by Gobert.
Gobert knows his strengths on offense and plays to him well.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
Edwards has such good feel, knows when to get his own or move the ball.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. 4-point game. Pass to Şengün. Over Gobert. Rebound by the 76ers.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Second shot opportunity. And the layup is good. Gobert's got his second basket of the game.
It's too easy for him when he's that close. The defense has to put a body on Gobert inside.
Here's White. Anthony Edwards with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it. He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check. It was maybe a step out of his range.
Here's Christie. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him.
Taking it up strong against size. He does not lack for confidence.
That's well done there. I mean, don't even give him a chance to get to the block. Get in tight and finish at the rim.
And the three ball is good.
And George typically capitalizes well off any pick and roll situation because he makes quick decisions and his basketball IQ is pretty high.
Count the basket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Mavericks trailed by 5. And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking. I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
Rising up for the throwdown, major house from Edwards.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
As the head coach of the Mavericks did give me a few minutes to catch up. The first thing Coach brought up, Rudy Gobert, the multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. Worried about Rudy's length, of course, saying it causes total havoc around the rim. So the counter is lots of threes and avoiding Gobert in the lane. The French center still with a massive effect on the game plan. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks.
You gotta love his hustle, leading the defense, no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Pass to Christie. 6 on the shot clock. High post shot. Doesn't go for him. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-handed.
And the Mavericks with possession here after Anthony Edwards made that last three-pointer. And here's George for 3. Here's Tomjanovich. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Philadelphia shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. And he sinks the second. There's 38 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Christie. Out to White. Here's Christie. Back to White. Pass to Şengün. And the layup's good off the glass.
What a move by Şengün in close. Determination for sure.
Now, Alexander Walker. George with the ball. With 4 seconds on the clock. Can't hit from in close.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers. Their lead at 11 points. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a comfortable margin here for the 76ers guys.
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
And the call will be on Keontae George. That's his first foul. Outside Hero. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Greg, every year, injuries are a huge factor in shaping the title race. And I'm guessing that teams should probably put more of a premium on durability. What do you think?
Well, Kevin, I think all GMs take that into account. A team wants to be confident it'll have a stable roster over the course of a long season.
It's tipped.
Nice D by Lively there. He can block shots both at the rim and out away from the basket.
Pass to Pritchard. Johnson the screen. Puts up a 3. A shot by Pritchard, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And that was a risky pass. Fortunate that the D didn't get that one. It was in the air for a long time.
Outside Hero. Pass to Lively. Here's McCain. Covered by Johnson. 5 on the clock. Down low. Lively. And finished off by Lively.
Love the dunk from Lively, not just settling for the layup.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. The NBA chose to extinguish G League Ignite. G League President Sharif Abdul-Rahim says with the changing environment across youth and collegiate basketball, now is the right time to take this step. But Kevin, in its short time, the Ignite produced double-digit draftees, so the experiment is a success.
A huge success, DA. Thank you.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Pass to Lively. Kicks it out to Johnson. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Inside. Hero trying to get open.
Beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain this run.
This game was in danger of getting away from them. They've made a nice push to keep it close.
To the paint. Azubuike. No good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
Now, here's Johnson. Back to Lively. Here's Pritchard. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Alexander Walker. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. And Clark, here's a great guy to have in the rotation, Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Loved him in college. Loved his versatility, and I thought it would translate nicely to the NBA. Took him a minute to find his rhythm, but he's got great length, which makes him versatile defensively, and he can play with just about anybody because he's got good all-around offensive skills. And, you know, we can't measure heart. I mean, he's not as big as the other power forwards, but his jumping ability and mindset is incredible.
Now here's Edwards. 5 points in the game. A minute 42 left in the first half of basketball. To the inside. Bane with the steal. Here's Achua. Good. And it's Şengün picking up the assist. Achua's got the lead up to 2 now for the Mavericks. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Dallas.
Well, you know, they've been aggressive on the defensive end, and it's paying off for them. Quite a few takeaways for them in the early going.
And so far, just a great job forcing turnovers and creating opportunities in the open floor. The defense at the heart of that.
Now, here's Bane. Shot clock at 6. Here's Christie. Dallas needs to get off a shot. They get it back. Gobert with the block.
No surprise Gobert sent that shot back.
Here's Edwards. And finished off by Edwards.
And just taking his frustration out on the rim. He ends a huge run by the Mavs.
Pass to Christie. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Launches it. And he's good on the 3-ball. Now it's a 5-point Dallas lead.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Adding to their lead, and you see that field goal percentage for the game steadily heading north.
And that'll do it for the first half of competitive game so far. Mavericks lead by 5. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. The 76ers trailed by 5. And here's George. Lobbed up there for Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
George with a fantastic look. Excellent job creating an easy opportunity for his teammate.
White looking around. Screen by Şengün. Christie misses the 3.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort. Gobert is a big target, especially when he's roaming around that rim.
To the middle, back to White. Hits the 3-point bomb. White's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Down low. And finished off by Gobert.
Seeing George spread the wealth and picking up the assist, I think he's a better player when he's sharing the ball like that.
Inside. Out to White. Outside, Bane. Clock at 6. Pass to Christie. Outside, White. There's the 3. Gobert pulls it in. 76ers trailing. Hey, Greg, Kobe White has proven he can run the show.
Yeah, well, he's more than just a scorer. He's become a quality playmaker with better decision-making. But his biggest improvement has been his efficiency.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Edwards up high.
Textbook and perfectly executed that alley-oop for Edwards.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, GA?
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too. So I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David.
Fearless drive by Edwards, taking the ball right into the defense and finishing strong.
Pass to Christie. And here is Şengün. To the middle. Christie can't make it. Edwards with it. He's picked up by White. It's deflected. And stolen by Achiuwa.
Philadelphia foul. First personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the call.
A minute 50 left to play in the third. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball.
Philadelphia ball.
Boy, that looked like a failure to communicate. You hate unforced errors.
Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 13-5 run here. Outside, George. That one goes. Counted. And it's a 5-point 76ers lead.
George takes the contact, but good body control there allows him to finish.
Out to the right wing. Pass to Hero. And he jams it with authority.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Edwards with the dunk of the night.
Assist play.
Show us what you got, young fella. Anthony Edwards. Love to see you operate like that.
Lively with the screen. The rebound by Edwards. The 76ers leading by 5 to the paint. And Edwards with the stuff.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely sleep.
Johnson, a wide open look. A three-pointer off the mark. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And finished off by Edwards.
You can see how Edwards has really developed and worked on his handle. It's become a strength of his game.
The Mavericks pull it in. Pass to Pritchard. Here's Hero. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And we've reached the end of the third. 76ers ahead. They're up by 9. And right.
44.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Mavericks trail by 9. Here's Pritchard. In the corner, Lively with it. To the inside. And we will have a timeout called by Nick Nurse. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Coach Nick Nurse talked to his team. He told them, don't look at the scoreboard. We have to play like we're tied. They want their team to sustain that level of effort, and we'll see how it works out. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Pass to Hero. Dallas moving the ball around. Here's McCain. From outside, off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Now George. Six to shoot. They set the pick. Pulls up from the corner. Johnson with the rebound.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Pass to Lively. Dallas again turning it over. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. George looking around. Fires away from outside. The Mavericks pull it in. Here's Pritchard. The offensive rebound. Just 5 to shoot. Down low. Outside, Hero. Dallas again missing. Philadelphia leading by 11 and taken away by Johnson. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Stolen by Wade.
McDade. First personal foul. First team foul.
Alexander Walker with the ball. Good, nice job down low. Alexander Walker's got the lead up to 13 now for the 76ers. And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for Dallas. Looking to get on the board here in the fourth still. Pass to Lively. To stop the drought. Rebound by Azubuike. Now the 76ers with it. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Pass to Pritchard. Now Hero, defended by Alexander Walker. On the wing, George. Shoots over Hero. George, no good. Mavericks trailed by 15. Now Lively. The 19-footer is on the money. And we will have a timeout called by Nick Nurse. He knows every possession is critical now. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Stolen away. George with the ball. He's picked up by White. Gobert trying to get open. A nice shot by George. And the 76ers lead by 15. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
Yeah, you know, the defense just hasn't been able to keep up with them in this one. The transition game, as a result of good defense, has been very strong.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the 76ers.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting will be the second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a two-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Anthony Edwards.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Here's George. Pass to Grimes. So it's Philadelphia winning this